All right, welcome everyone to today's webinar about NED files and using the NED terrain data files to calculate elevations for dispersion modeling. This will be mostly a hands-on demo. We'll be using an example facility to demonstrate how to download and use these files. Now, just if some of you are not familiar with what they are, terrain data files in general are used to calculate elevations. Terrain data files are used to calculate elevations above sea level for every object you're modeling, whether it's sources or receptors, or buildings and other objects. If you're using the air dispersion model, then everything that you put into that model must have its elevation above sea level known, which is called elevations for simplicity. In the AERMAP program that's included, the AERMAP program actually calculates these elevations for you, and it's included in our BEAST software. And one limitation of the AERMAP program is that actually the elevation data files can have several formats, but the AERMAP program only accepts one format called the TIF format. So if you download files in another format such as ArcGrid, you'll have to convert it, and that's the process we'll be going over today. We'll go over an example modeling exercise, then download and use the terrain file in this ArcGrid format and get that into a TIF format, and then use that file in AERMAP. And any files in TIF format, they are still available, but nowadays files in ArcGrid format are also very common. And there are actually two steps in the conversion process. But before I go there, let me just show you our example modeling project and our example facility. So this is the facility in the northeast area of Dallas, Texas, and we have just a simple facility with 2 buildings and 2 sources in it. It's nothing fancy. And at this point, I've actually already calculated the elevations, but let's say at this point, let's say we have set up our model, and we have these sources and buildings, but we don't have the elevations for them yet. Then to get elevations, there are actually going to be 2 steps there. One that has to be just one time, and then there's a series of steps for this modeling project. So to obtain and convert the files, first we need to download a conversion program that will be used in all of our projects to convert files to TIF. It's called this Geospatial Data Abstraction Library program, and the link for this program appears on the screen. And actually, once we download the zip file from this GS internal website, we have to extract the files into a folder on our computer. And I might just have that in the GDAL. Now this is done just one time, and then you'll just use this program for all of your modeling projects to convert files. And if I look in my computer, then we'll see they have several documents here on how to use this, and then they also have this folder called BIN, which is where the program to convert files actually resides. But all that we need here is just to get the GDAL program onto our computer, which I've done now. So once that is done, then here are the steps that we'll go through for our modeling project, and they have to be done for every modeling project. So the first step is actually to locate and download the elevation data file. Now, the nationalmap.gov website, published by the United States government, has the elevation data files for the whole of the United States. I think that includes Alaska and Hawaii. So we'll get these files from there in the ArcGrid format, and then on a conversion program that Providence has written to create a TIF file, which will then enter into Beast. So first, actually, these steps are going to be done for every modeling project where you need the elevation data files. So let's go and go to this website and take a look at the process for downloading the files first. And our facility is actually in Northeast Dallas, Texas. If I export that to Google Earth, we will see approximately where it's located, and we will need that information to download the data file. So if I take our facility and just zoom out just a little bit, okay, so here's Dallas, and it is over to the north and to the northeast. So you know that because now when I go to this national map website, which is the first step in our process, what this website actually allows us to do is to search the map for where our facility is located. So let's do that. So I'm going. Now you actually can zoom in here, but I'm actually going to do a search instead. I think that if you know the address of your facility, you can actually enter the address here, and the map will take you there. But in our case, I'll just go and enter Dallas, Texas. Click go, and then zoom in on the area for which we need the data files. And I have that in the map now. And now to tell the website the area for which you actually need the files, which is our facility plus the receptors around it, we actually have to on this map application, we actually have to click this button called Draw Rectangle. Let me go ahead and do that now. And this is approximately the location of our project, of our facility, plus plus a little bit of extra area around it. Actually, let me set the process again. As I click the Draw Rectangle, and then just hold the left mouse button and just direct from the upper left to the lower right corner of the area in which I'm interested. And then when that's done, I release the mouse, and the area is highlighted in blue. Now that I have my area of interest indicated on the map, now I need to tell the website, what kind of files do I want to download. And in this case, what you need to select here is the elevation products in parentheses 3DEP. Those are going to be your elevation data files. And when you do that, the National Map website will select the ARC grid format by default, which is fine. It will also select this 1/3 arc-second DEM. But what we actually need is the 1 arc-second DEM, which is an elevation data file that's not quite as dense. It doesn't have quite as many data points in it. I'm sorry. The spatial resolution for the 1 arc-second file is a little smaller than the resolution for the 1/3 arc-second, and it's actually going to be good enough for running AirMap to have the 1 arc-second file. So now we've selected the kind of file we want to get, which is again the elevation file. It's the 1 arc-second or 1/3 arc-second file. Now we have to click the button called Find Products. It's going to search for the available files for the area that we've highlighted, which is the location of our facility. And actually has found 2 files here. One file for the 1 arc-second area and the other one for the 1/3 arc-second. And now all you have to do is click the download link on the file that you're interested in. In our case, it's going to be the 1 arc-second file. And now just click download, and what this will do is it'll download a zip file to your computer. And once that's done, you have to extract the files from that zip file, which I've already done. So now that we have the file with elevation data in it, now we just click download. Now you might see here where it says extent 1 by 1 degree. These files are actually for a square area of 1 degree latitude by 1 degree longitude, which certainly covers our project area plus a lot more area. I think that's just how this website allows you to download files. It doesn't have files smaller than that. Okay, so now again, going back to our slide, we're still in the step 1, which is download the elevation data file. So now to review, we have highlighted our project area, we have found an available NED data file, and we have downloaded that file. So now we just go to my temp folder. We have this zip file, and then all we just have to do is just say unzip it, which I've done as well. Now if we actually look at what's inside that file, we have several files here about what I think this is just what data is included in the file. And there's also this subfolder called GRD, and that's the folder that has the actual ArcGrid elevation files, the ADF files in it. And we'll need that folder in a moment. Okay, so now we have our elevation data file, and it has this GRD subfolder. Now we're ready to go to step 2, and that's to run a conversion program. Now, actually, the United States EPA has published some instructions for this conversion process as well, and their instructions are to open a Windows command prompt and run this conversion program by hand. We have actually written a program environment to automate this conversion process for you. So you just have to select your file in a given, and we can share this program with our customers or with you as well. All right, now on this conversion program, the first one is select the folder containing the ArcGrid terrain files. That folder is from the map file, from the elevation data file we just downloaded. Now to go inside this ArcGrid folder and select that folder that I was speaking about, the GRD subfolder. All right, now that one is selected. All right, now that folder is selected. The next step is to select the folder with the GDAL files, which, if you remember, it's just a C drive in my case, and GDAL. And finally, we'll just select the NED file. That's the file that AirMap will use to calculate our elevations, and then we'll just give this file a name. In my case, I'm going to just call this dallas.tif. So now that all that is entered, now just click the Run button, and the conversion program, the GDAL conversion program, runs. This typically runs pretty quickly in just a minute or two. And now that the terrain files were converted successfully, we see that we have this TIF file, which is the NED elevation data file in the TIF format, and that's the file that Beast and AirMap will use to calculate elevations. So now that we have that, in Beast we can say run a AirMap, select the file that we just created by the conversion process, and then click the run AirMap button. And you see now AirMap is able to use this file, and it will start calculating elevations here in a minute. In our case, we have a pretty small facility, so this calculation process will be finished quickly. So again, if you use this national map website, they will not have files in the TIF format that AirMap needs. They will be in the ArcGrid format. And once you download the files, you will need to convert them to the TIF format to be able to run AirMap And now that we have calculated all the elevations, now if we select display the elevations, now you will see that they are all in the beat software, and now we can run our air dispersion model. All right, so those are the steps for downloading and converting the terrain files to get your NED file. My contact information is on the screen. We will now go ahead and stop the recording, and now we'll go ahead and take questions from the audience.